All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers in tonight's video. This team is flying under the radar because obviously Jordan Love got injured towards the end, third to last play of the Philadelphia Eagles game. And obviously Green Bay ended up losing that. And Malik Willis and Josh Jacobs, Matt LaFleur cooking up a beautiful game plan on Sunday. They take down the Colts, but Jordan Love's injured, right? So the Packers, who were like Super Bowl, not favorites, but in the Super Bowl contending talks all summer, this is a team that's just like genuinely flying under the radar. I've gotten a good consensus of power rankings after week 2. Most people have the Green Bay Packers anywhere between 10 and 15. But the good news is Jordan Love got in a practice today. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video. It's looking like he might actually start this upcoming Sunday on the road against the Tennessee Titans, but there is a catch. The offensive line is completely banged up, and if that ends up holding throughout the rest of the week, I highly doubt Jordan will play, but he says he expects to play. So we're talking about the Packers, obviously, in tonight's video, but before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for a lot of Packers videos every single week. I'm a diehard cheesehead. If we could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So this last weekend was so impressive to me, man. Malik Willis, who I was reading that article or the podcast where one of his former teammates, like a former Titans offensive lineman, is on like Barstool Sports, and he's got a pod or he's a co-host on a podcast or something, and he was saying pretty much in so many words, Malik Willis is such a cool dude, but he just doesn't know ball. And Matt LaFleur just shocked the NFL world with Malik Willis. He fills in at quarterback, and I get it. The Packers ran the ball 53 of their 67 snaps. They had 237 rushing yards in the first half. They ended up finishing with 261 rushing yards, so the Colts did adjust properly at halftime, but only 6 teams had more rushing yards than that in a game last season. Josh Jacobs, 81 yards in the first quarter. He finished with 151. The dude was literally banged up heading into the week. He's got a back injury, and you would not have been able to tell that based on Sunday's performance. In the first quarter alone, the Packers ran for 164 yards. Folks, that's the most by any NFL team in a single quarter since the Denver Broncos all the way back in 2011. I know that doesn't sound that long ago because some way, somehow it's 2024. Time moves quick, but that was, 13 years ago. 237 yards, 34 carries. That's the third most in the first half of any NFL regular season game since the year 2000. So Malik Willis grabs his first start since Christmas Eve in 2022 when he was playing with the Tennessee Titans. And if you guys can tell, your upcoming opponent is the Tennessee Titans. So whether it's Malik Willis or Jordan Love, I'm feeling pretty good about the game. We'll get towards that towards the end of the video or maybe later in the week. But Malik Willis, Matt LaFleur, obviously run heavy, right? We're talking about record-breaking first quarter rushing statistics, first half rushing statistics. The crazy thing is, everyone was freaking out, not Packers fans. Everyone was freaking out about Malik Willis. Interceptions. He had never had a passing touchdown in the NFL until last Sunday. He fumbles the ball. He throws some interceptions, but once again, he's barely gotten any starts in the NFL, and his last start was Christmas Eve in 2022. That was almost 2 full years ago. But he did so much more than he had to. Like, genuinely. Third-year quarterback, 12 of 14, 122 yards, and he had that touchdown pass to Dontavian Wicks. It was just a great throw. It was a great read. There was so much zip on the football. It was a great pass, and just like 12 of 14 for 122 yards and a touchdown from your backup quarterback who was traded for the Green Bay Packers from Tennessee less than a month ago. The defense, I want to talk about the defense real quick because the stats are a little bit interesting. This past weekend, you saw interceptions from Eric Wilson, who had a heck of a game. You saw the game-sealing interception from rookie Evan Williams, and Xavier McKinney with another interception. Like Jeff Hafley, the new defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, folks, we talked about it the entire summer. For some reason, Joe Barry just could not extract the talent that the Green Bay Packers have had on defense for the last couple of years. And you've seen it immediately with Cooper. You've seen it with Evan Williams. You've seen it with Javon Bullard. Like, they draft defense so well. And the Green Bay Packers run defense, it's still technically a work in progress. Like, they rank 19th in the NFL in rush defense, EPA per snap. You gave up a lot of yards to both Saquon and JT. Barkley ran 24 times for 109 yards in the opener and a couple of touchdowns. He averaged 4.5 yards per carry. JT ran 12 times for 103 yards. That's, whopping 8.6 yards per carry. But your game plan for these wins, you're going up against two extremely mobile, talented quarterbacks in Jalen Hurts and Anthony Richardson. So, for example, the Packers have technically only had 3 sacks in 2 games. So that means they're ranked third to dead last in the NFL in sack percentage. But they still rank 10th in pressure percentage, and more sacks, they're coming. Like, sacks are the least of the Packers' worries because you have to contain a dude like Jalen Hurts. You have to contain a dude like Anthony Richardson. They, did an all right job against Jalen Hurts. He had a little bit more success on the run with his legs, but Anthony Richardson, they game planned against him like superbly. Folks, Anthony Richardson, I know he's barely started in the NFL, 17 to 34, 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He only ran the ball 4 times. The Packers defense contain-wise, they've done a phenomenal job. Now, unfortunately, we do have to talk about the bad. It is Wednesday, all right? And a lot of the guys on the injury list are limited practice. The offensive line's a concern to me because Jordan Love returned to practice today. Before the 5 offensive line starters also joined him on the injury list. Rasheed Walker, Zach Tom, Elgin Jenkins, and Josh Myers are technically injured. Jordan Morgan, who split reps with Sean Ryan, he didn't practice. He's banged up. He's injured. So the only reason I have concern for Tennessee is, if that offensive line doesn't get healthy by Sunday, Jordan Love probably will not practice. But $220 million, he participated in a limited capacity for the first time since injuring his knee on the third to last play of the season opener. He said after practice that he's ramping up day by day. He's going to give himself the week instead of making any decisions about his availability for this upcoming Sunday against Tennessee. But he said this quote, "I'm hopeful that I'll get to the point where I can get in there." So, folks, the point is, we've got Minnesota, Los Angeles, Arizona, and then, this upcoming Sunday against Tennessee. The Vikings have had a heck of a start of the season, and Arizona had a nice performance this last week. The Rams are decimated offensively. My point just is they're hitting like the mid-season injury bug right now, but it's not the end of the world. I will just say this. I think the Tennessee Titans have an extremely underrated defense. You've seen it, especially with the rush defense in their first 2 weeks against the Jets and week 1 against the Chicago Bears. But, we're only 2 weeks in. We'll talk about the preview in a couple of days from now. But, folks, give me your thoughts from Malik Willis and the Green Bay Packers this past Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for a ton of Packers videos because I'm a diehard Packers fan. But, yeah, let me know that comment down below. And we'll see you soon. Peace.